Welcome to Relaxing History. Leave all the noise and the rush of the day outside the door. Now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let your mind float through the dusty but fascinating pages of history. Tonight, we embark on a peaceful journey among the shadows of the past. If you are ready, let's unlock time. Chapter 1 of 3. The City of White Silence. This night, we are traveling to the capital of music, to the imperial city of Vienna. The year is 1824. It is the depth of winter. The city is sleeping under a heavy blanket of snow. It has been falling since the morning. Large, soft flakes drifting down from a pale gray sky, covering the roofs of the palaces, covering the statues in the parks, covering the dirty cobblestones with a layer of pure, pristine white. We are walking down a narrow street in the older part of the city. The buildings here are tall and imposing, painted in shades of yellow and ochre. But tonight, they look like shadows against the snow. Walking alone down the center of the street is a man, Ludwig. He is a short, sturdy figure, wrapped in a heavy, gray greatcoat. The wool is thick and coarse. It has seen many winters. A red scarf is wound tightly around his neck, protecting him from the biting wind. He wears a top hat, pulled low over his eyes to shield them from the snowflakes. Ludwig walks with his hands clasped behind his back. It is his signature pose. He walks briskly, with purpose, even though he is just going home to anyone else. The street might be noisy. There might be the sound of a distant carriage on the stones, the wind whistling through the eaves, the chime of a church clock striking the hour. But for Ludwig, there is only silence. Absolute, perfect silence. For years, he fought this silence. He raged against it. But tonight, as he walks through the snow, the silence feels like a friend. It feels like a thick velvet cloak that separates him from the world. The world of men is chaotic. It is full of shouting and arguments and bad music. But in his world, everything is calm. He watches the snow falling in front of the gas street lamp. The light is a soft, flickering yellow. It illuminates the flakes as they dance, down and down, twisting and turning. He can see the rhythm of the snow. He does not need to hear it landing. He can feel the tempo with his eyes. Andante. Slow and steady. He stops for a moment. He takes a deep breath. The air is freezing. It rushes into his lungs, sharp and clean. He breathes out. A cloud of white steam escapes his lips. It hangs in the air for a second, and then dissolves. He looks at the ground. He stamps his feet to warm them. Thump, thump. He cannot hear the sound of his boots hitting the stone, but he can feel the vibration. It travels up through the soles of his shoes, into his legs. A dull, solid thud. This is how he connects to the earth now. Through touch, through vibration. He continues his walk. He passes the window of a tavern. The glass is frosted over. Inside, he sees blurry shapes of people. They are laughing, drinking, mouths opening and closing. It looks like a silent play, a pantomime. He feels no desire to join them. He is happy in his solitude. He carries his own universe inside his head, a universe of melodies that no one else can hear yet. He turns the corner. The wind picks up slightly. It pushes against his back, helping him forward. He reaches his building, the Schwartz Spanier House, the House of the Black Spaniards. It is a large, somber building. He walks to the heavy oak door. It is studded with iron nails. He reaches into his deep pocket. His fingers brush against a small notebook, his conversation book, where people write down what they want to say to him. But tonight, the book is closed. No more talking. He finds his key. It is a large, heavy iron key. The metal is freezing cold against his bare hand. He inserts it into the lock. He feels the mechanism turn. A satisfying click that vibrates through the metal key into his thumb. He pushes the door open. He steps out of the white, cold night and into the dark, enclosed safety of the hallway. The air inside is still. It smells of old wood and stone dust. He stomps his boots on the mat, shaking off the snow. He is home. The city of snow is left behind. Now, he climbs towards the warmth. Chapter 2 of 3, The Sanctuary of Vibrations. Ludwig climbs the stairs. Step, step, step. The staircase is made of stone, spiraling up into the shadows of the building. He holds the wooden banister. It is polished smooth by years of use. He feels the vibration of his own footsteps traveling up his legs. It is a heavy, grounding sensation. He reaches the second floor. He unlocks his apartment door. Click, clack. The heavy oak door swings open. He steps inside. He closes the door behind him. He turns the lock. Thud. The world is locked out. The critics, the patrons, the landlords, they are all outside in the snow. Here, there is only Ludwig. He walks down the hallway and enters his main room, his study. To a stranger, this room might look like chaos, but to Ludwig, it is a landscape of ideas. Every surface is covered. There are stacks of music paper on the floor, piles of books on the chairs, plates with crusts of bread on the windowsill. But it is a warm chaos. It smells of ink. It smells of old paper. It smells of dust. And faintly, of pipe tobacco. The room is cold right now. The fire has burned low while he was out. Ludwig walks to the corner of the room, to the Kachelofen, the great Austrian stove. It is a massive structure, floor to ceiling, covered in white ceramic tiles. They are glazed and shiny. He runs his hand over the cool tiles. They're smooth like glass. He kneels down. His knees crack slightly. He opens the small iron door at the bottom. Screech. He takes a log from the basket. It is birch wood. The bark is white and papery. He places it inside the belly of the stove. He adds another log. And another. He strikes a match. He watches the flame catch the dry bark. It curls and blackens, then bursts into yellow fire. He stays there for a long time, kneeling, watching the fire grow. He cannot hear the crackle of the wood. He cannot hear the roar of the draft, but he can feel the heat. It hits his face. A wave of warmth. It radiates out from the iron door, thawing his frozen cheeks. He puts his hand against the white tiles again. Slowly, very slowly, the heat begins to travel through the ceramic. The cold stone turns tepid, then warm, then hot. The Kachelofen is waking up. It is the heart of the house. A giant white bear radiating heat in the corner. Ludwig stands up. He takes off his heavy gray coat. He throws it onto a pile of books. He unwinds the red scarf. He hangs his hat on the corner of a chair. He feels lighter. Now is less than #0. 5# is greater than the ritual. He walks to a small side table. It is cluttered with cups and saucers. He wants coffee, even this late. For Ludwig, coffee is not just a drink. It is a ceremony, a mathematical problem to be solved. He picks up a glass jar filled with dark, roasted coffee beans. He pours a small pile of beans onto the table. He leans over. His face is serious, focused. He begins to count. He uses his index finger to slide the beans one by one. 1, 2, 3. He must have exactly 60 beans for 1 cup, not 59, not 61, 4, 5, 6. The movement is rhythmic, precise. 10, 11, 12. He focuses entirely on the beans. They are small, dark, and oily. They look like little stones. 20, 30. The counting clears his mind. It pushes away the complex harmonies of the symphony he is writing. It brings him back to simple numbers. 40, 50, 58, 59, 60. Perfect. He sweeps the 60 beans into his hand. He pours them into the hand grinder, a small wooden box with a metal crank. He holds the box tight against his chest. He begins to turn the handle. Grind, grind, grind. He cannot hear the crunch of the beans. Is less than #0. 5# is greater than, but he feels it. Oh, how he feels it. The vibration travels from the handle into his palm, up his arm, and into his chest. Rumple, rumple, crunch. It is a violent, jagged vibration. It feels like raw energy. He closes his eyes and just feels the grinding. It is a connection to the physical world. When the vibration stops, he knows the powder is ready. He brews the coffee on a small spirit burner. The smell fills the room. It is a strong, dark smell, earthy, bitter. He pours the black liquid into a porcelain cup. Steam rises in a twisting column. He wraps his hands around the cup. The heat seeps into his palms. He takes a sip. It is strong. It shocks his tongue. It warms his throat. He walks to the center of the room, to the piano. It is a Broadwood, a gift from London. It is a sturdy, heavy instrument. The lid is open. The strings are exposed. Some of the strings are broken, snapped from the force of his playing. They curl up like wire snakes. But tonight, he will not break them. Tonight is for silence. He puts the coffee cup down on a stack of papers. He sits on the piano bench. Creak. He does not look at the keys. He looks at the wood of the piano case. Mahogany, dark and rich. He reaches out his hands, but he does not play a chord. He places his palms flat against the wooden body of the piano, just above the keys. He closes his eyes. He imagines a note in his head, a low C, a deep, cello-like sound. He presses the key gently with his thumb, while keeping his palms on the wood. He feels the hammer strike the string inside. Thump. He feels the string vibrate. The vibration travels through the wood, into his skin. It is a low buzz, a warm hum that tickles his fingertips. This is how he hears now, through his skin, through his bones. He presses a high note. The vibration is different, faster, sharper, like a pinprick. He plays a chord. The vibrations mix together, creating a complex texture under his hands. He is sculpting with vibration. He leans forward. He presses his forehead against the wood of the piano. Now the sound travels directly into his skull. It resonates in his jaw. It is intimate. It is a secret language between him and the machine. No one else can hear music this way. It is a music of pure feeling. He stays there for a long time, just feeling the fading vibrations of a single chord, waiting for the last tremor to die away. He finds peace in this. The music in his head is perfect. The orchestra in his mind never makes a mistake. He sits up. He looks at the window. The snow is still falling outside. He can see the white flakes drifting past the dark glass. The room is getting warmer. The Kachelofen is doing its job. The air feels thick and cozy. He stands up and walks to his desk. It is a disaster area of papers. Ink pots, quill pens. He picks up a quill. He runs his thumb over the feather. It is soft. He dips the nib into the ink. He looks at a blank sheet of music paper. The staff lines are waiting. He writes a single note, a quarter note. Then he crosses it out. Scratch, scratch. He smiles. He doesn't need to write tonight. He looks at the conversation books stacked on the corner, the books where his friends write questions. How are you feeling today, Ludwig? The soup was cold. Did you like the wine? So many words, so much ink. He pushes the books aside. He doesn't want words. He wants the silence of the snow and the warmth of the stove. He walks back to the Kachelofen. He turns his back to it, letting the heat soak into his spine. He crosses his arms. He looks around his kingdom of paper and wood. It is messy. It is cluttered, but it is his. And in this silence, in this warm, vibration-filled silence, he is the master. Chapter 3 of 3, The Featherbed and the Inner Symphony. Ludwig stands by the window for one last moment. He presses his fingertips against the glass. It is freezing cold, a sharp contrast to the warmth of the room. He watches the snow. It is falling heavier now, thick, white flakes tumbling down from the black sky. They are piling up on the window ledge, building a wall of white. He knows what the city looks like right now. The Stephansdom Cathedral, capped in white. The trees in the Prater Park, their branches bowing under the weight. And he knows what it feels like. The snow muffles the vibrations of the carriages. It cushions the footsteps of the horses. It wraps the whole empire in cotton wool. The world is matching his silence. He turns away from the window. He walks to his washstand in the corner. There is a ceramic basin and a pitcher. The water inside is cold. He pours a little into his cupped hands. He splashes his face. Splash. The shock of the cold water is bracing. It washes away the fatigue of the eyes. It washes away the ink stains on his fingers. He reaches for a towel. Rough, white linen. He rubs his face vigorously. Rub. Rub. The friction brings the heat back to his skin. His face tingles. Fresh. Clean. He begins to undress for the night. He unbuttons his waistcoat. The buttons are small and fiddly. His fingers are thick, but they are nimble. They are the fingers of a virtuoso. He removes his shirt. The heavy cotton slides off his shoulders. He puts on his nightshirt. It is long and loose, made of soft flannel. It falls to his knees. It feels warm and forgiving after the stiff clothes of the day. He walks back to the Kachelofen, the giant white stove. He checks the iron door one last time. He taps it with his knuckle. It is hot, solidly hot. The wood inside has turned to glowing charcoal. This heat will last until morning. It will radiate silently through the night, protecting him from the Vienna frost. He stands with his back to it again, absorbing the warmth into his lower back. It soothes the aches of age. It loosens the muscles. He looks across the room to his bed. It is a traditional German bed, a heavy wooden frame, dark oak. It looks like a boat ready to sail into the night. The bedding is mountainous. There is a thick mattress, and on top, the featherbed. The feather bed. It is not a thin blanket. It is a giant, puffy duvet filled with goose down. It is almost 2 feet thick, a white cloud waiting for him. Ludwig walks to the nightstand beside the bed. There is a single candle burning there. He winds his pocket watch. Click, click, click. He feels the tension of the spring tightening in his fingers. He places the watch on the marble top of the table. He cannot hear its ticking, but he knows it is counting the time, keeping rhythm while he sleeps. He sits on the edge of the bed. The mattress sinks deep under his weight. Creak. He swings his legs up. He lies back against the pillows. There are two large, square pillows. He punches them into shape, making a nest for his head. Now, the featherbed. He grabs the heavy duvet and pulls it over himself. It is massive. It covers his feet, his legs, his chest. It settles over him like a warm avalanche. The weight is incredible. It presses him down into the mattress. It holds him tight. He feels instantly secure, buried in feathers and warmth. He pulls it right up to his chin. Only his nose and eyes are visible. He reaches out a hand to the candle. He looks at the flame, a small yellow tear in the darkness. He blows. Whoosh. The light vanishes. The room plunges into darkness, but not total darkness. The little ventilation holes in the stove door cast a faint orange glow on the floor, like dim stars, and the moonlight reflects off the snow outside, casting a pale, bluish light on the ceiling. Ludwig lies still. His eyes are open, staring at the shadows on the ceiling. The silence in his head is vast, but it is not empty. He closes his eyes, and the show begins. He does not hear music. He sees it. In the darkness of his mind, he sees the notes. They are floating. They are colors. A major chord is a flash of bright gold. A minor key is a deep, velvety purple. He sees a melody starting. A slow adagio. It looks like a silver ribbon uncurling in the dark. Smooth, endless. He watches the ribbon rise and fall, like breathing. In, out, in, out. He imagines the violins. They are waves of green light, gentle, swaying. He imagines the cellos. They are dark brown pillars, strong, supporting the structure. He is conducting the silence. With every breath, a new phrase begins. He feels the vibration of the memory of music. It hums in his chest, but there is no struggle tonight, no fierce composition, just a lullaby for one. He wiggles his toes under the mountain of feathers. They are toasty warm. The heat from the stove wraps around the room. The snow piles up against the door, sealing him in. He feels safe. He feels understood by the silence. The silence is not empty. It is full. It is peaceful. The silver ribbon of the melody slows down, slower and slower. The colors fade into a soft, warm gray. His hands relax on the cover. His breathing becomes deep and rhythmic. The great composer is resting. The music has stopped. Only the peace remains. Deep, warm, silence, sleep.